my friend Paul used to refer to what he called the bullshit epidemic a lot, and that was where product manufacturers would advertise some sort of false claim to try and get you into buying their product, whether it was fear or just grandiose, like, it can do everything, and he used to frequently post videos showing that those people were full of shit. But he doesn't do that so much anymore, maybe because he felt that it was a futile job. I don't know. But I am here to address one of those things. I saw one online that said, buy our reservoir cap because it has a Schrader in it, and the factory plastic pill in here fails, and if it fails, you lose all your nitrogen charge, and it renders your shock useless. That's exactly what they said. Renders your shock useless when you lose the nitrogen charge. And I thought, wow, really useless, huh? Well, I mean, I know there's still oil in here that you got to port back and forth. So how much does it actually affect the output of your shock? So I said, hey, you know what? I have a shock dyno right here, and I have a new Fox shock. It is a factory valve, factory charge with nitrogen, and you can turn this selector here and feel these positive, and here even positive detents. That tells us there's a good charge in there. If it had no charge, this would be squishy, and you'll see that after let the gas out. So here we are. We're gonna put it on hard, and we're gonna run this shock, see if it doesn't hard, and I'm gonna let all the gas out. I'm gonna use this needle here and let all the nitrogen out, and then we'll do another test. So first we'll zero this force, and then we're gonna execute the test. It's gonna warm the shock up to 100 degrees first before it runs the actual test. If that takes too long, I'm going to hit skip and skip the heat. But looks like it's warming just fine. So here's warming the shock. You hit 100. Now it's going to do the actual test. First it goes to mid-stroke in both directions. That's to establish the rod force. If you know what rod force is, we can talk about that in a different video. Once it figures out the rod force, it'll run the test. So that was one side of it. Comes back down, so it catches on the up and the downswing. Test. And that's it. Okay, so we're just gonna call this, we'll say gas test. Gas test high. There we go. There. Okay, this is our slope. Great. Now let's let the gas out. Oops, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so this is gonna be fun. Bonk. Now this is that rubber pill that they talk about. They say that fails. They are a little problematic, and sometimes they're hard to get the gas out because it's such a small hole in there. You can bend the needle really easy or something, but there we go. Look at this. The detents aren't as positive. Oh, now it's getting softer. You hear it? The gas coming out. Now this doesn't have a detent, like it doesn't even stop in a position anymore. Okay, so if you're on the trail and your selector does this, you have no gas pressure. Okay, so all the way to the right again, full hard. Let's do this test one more time. How much did I guess for this? Render my shock useless? That sounds so scary. Okay, move back to bottom dead center. Hit yes. Okay, now look at this. See that force went down 68 to negative 68. So it tells me that potentially our rod force drops, which we would expect the rod force to drop some when you have no gas pressure. But is the shock useless? Okay, now you hear a different sound. That's higher volume of fluid going in and out of the reservoir here. It has reached 100 degrees. It's doing the rod force test. Again, it goes and catches the force of the shock on the upstroke and then on the downstroke. Averages those two, and that's the rod force. So that's the upstroke. Just took that one. Now it's going to take it again on the downstroke. Boom, right there. Let's see the test. All right. right, so this is gas test low. Holy shit. There's still damping force. And the rebound is even higher. What the heck? Let's see, how much did it change the output of the shock? So 271 to 254. So we lost less than 20 pounds of force at 15 inches a second. At 20 inches a second, we lost 23 basically pounds of force at 20 inches per second. That's less than 10%. So our shock has lost 10% of its effectiveness. And I guess that's all it takes to be useless? I don't know. You be the judge.